All right, apparently I'm in this video. Are there no good reasons for exclusives in gaming? No, there aren't any. But only if it's her new thing. I guess. I don't know. It's a yip. It was like, yip. It was like that. It wasn't like a... It's so weird to hear if it's both. She seems fine. She's sleeping on the floor. She usually sleeps on the couch. So I'm wondering if she can't jump. So I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to see what it is. So let's see this. Oh, God.
Grand opening.
Can you not, bro?
Series console had it first.
Can you not, dude?
Let's talk about a topic. And the topic is this from...
Okay. All right. First of all, you got to stop with that intro, bro. That's... What are we doing, Papi? What's happening, brother? Papi, ¿qué pasa, bro? Is she an underdog? No, she's 3. Yeah, Josh, fix his intro, please.
Oh, no, it's Alex.
Yeah! That's right, Blabs. Papi, you know it.
Today, he posted, or I think it was yesterday, he posted, I've been anti-exclusive since the 90s.
Oh, no, that guy who made that tweet seems pretty fucking base. Just saying that right now, chat.
Isn't a single good reason from a customer perspective to have a product arbitrarily locked behind a plastic device simply because the logo is different, right?
I don't know, chat. What do you think?
Get off my ass!
I don't know, chat. What do you think? True.
Coming hard.
All right, let's see him rebuke this.
So, if you follow Alex, he's absolutely anti-exclusive of any form for any reason. He feels every game should be on every...
True and real, because it's all about the best thing for the customer and consumer, not about the company. Agreed.
Every device, and the consumer can make it more about the device rather than the games. Pick the device.
No, that's completely backwards. The consumer can make it more about the game because they don't have to worry about the device. You see how that works? The device is irrelevant now because I don't have to worry about what device I need to play the game. I can just play the game. You got it backwards, brother. That's backwards. No, that's backwards, Papi. That's backwards. Papuchito, that's backwards. The device is no longer the factor. The factor now is if the game is good or not if the game is locked away behind a device. That's very different. Let's keep going.
Device that you want, whether it's ease of comfort, portability.
Don't adjust a 49-year-old pony. I'll tell you this. Porter Rock is one of the only PlayStation fanboys that I actually like. You know why? Do you know why? I have never seen Porter Rock try to dox someone's family. I have never seen Porter Rock try to go after someone's personal life. I have never seen Porter Rock do all the insane bullshit that PlayStation fanboys do. He'll say some dumb shit. He'll say some fanboy ass shit. I'm not gonna deny you there. But the dude has at least the common courtesy to not be a dick. That's why. That's why I'm okay with him. Alex/Porter Rock for president 2028. Yeah. Listen, I don't think he's gonna do that. The guy is my age. Okay, the guy's my age. All right, I don't think he's gonna do that. I hope not. Don't do that, Porter Rock. Don't let me catch you slipping. Don't let me catch you slipping. I'll catch you if you slip. I'll be there. You know I'll fucking be there too. I'll be right there. Ah, te cogí por los pelitos. But no, he's actually, like, him and I were on a stream together. He's actually a really chill dude. He just likes PlayStation a lot, and that's fine. That's fine. He can be a fanboy of PlayStation. The problem is when fanboys take it too far. And that's where I fucking show up. Right?
Accessibility of PCs and configurations, or locked environment that, you know, has a closed environment for whatever the reason, whatever you like, chat. Let it be about that and not about the games.
That's the opposite of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the device no longer is a factor because the game is everywhere. Therefore, the customer can just buy the game and enjoy the video game without having to worry about buying another device. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything about the device is the more important. That's not true at all.
And just pretty much make it a hardware conversation, a hardware configuration conversation, right?
No, it's a game conversation now. It's no longer about a hardware conversation because the hardware is irrelevant. That's the point. Now the point is where you can play it wherever you want because it doesn't matter because it's all in the game. Now it's the game. Whether the game's good or not.
And not a games conversation. Now, for the most part, the way he described it in this sense, right?
Yeah.
In a simplified sense, he's partially right?
No. I'm 100% right. Because I knew what I wrote and I worded it correctly. Because from the consumer customer perspective, it's bullshit to have to buy another device to play a game when all the games can be played on every fucking device today. There's no partially right. It's 100% right.
But I replied with something for a perspective that I think has been lost in the gaming conversation, in the gaming community.
I don't think I saw his replies. Let's see it.
My reply was this, right? And I'll put it up.
I'm going to be honest. Whenever I make a hot tweet like that, I just mute it. I'm going to be real. I'm like, oh, this is going to cause some fires. Oh, I'm getting a lot of notifications. Let me just mute that bitch real quick. I'm just going to be real. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm not dealing with it.
Big boss from Metal Gear Solid. When he takes down fanboys, his group can be Banana Boys.
That's true, Shane. That's true. Yeah. If the tweet starts getting into the hundreds of likes, I'm like, oh no, fucking mute that shit. Somebody's gonna catch that. I don't want to fucking deal with it. And then I'll go back later and then I'll read the replies and shit. But I don't want to sit there with like the notifications at 99 plus and then scroll through it. I'll just go to the tweet itself and then I'll look through it then when I'm taking a shit.
I said this to his reply. Day and date multiplat is a disadvantage for a console, which isn't good for the consumer of that console. So my
day and date multiplat is a disadvantage for a console. Day and date multiplat is a disadvantage for a console, which isn't good for the consumers of that console. The only way I could think of that perspective is if you assign a value to the console.
We need to show him
because
Final
of the
Fantasy VII mods on PC. It's so much better with Futanari mods.
I bet, Shane. The only way I can see that perspective is if he thinks that the only way a console has value is if it has exclusives. That's the only thing I can think of why he sees it from that perspective. But then it's like, you're never going to game on PC or Xbox or Nintendo anyways, So it doesn't matter because the console is just there to play the game. So I don't.
Drew B33
I'm so confused. All right, let's hear it out. Let's hear him out.
$1.99.
Let's hear him out.
Are most of these fanboy vids just recaps of tweet?
Of theirs or mine? Mine is a recap of tweets, and then I make fun of them. Theirs, I have no idea.
The point is, day and date multiply, meaning you take a game, right? Right? And that game is going to be a multiply game across all devices.
Okay.
That is a disadvantage for the console itself.
Again, I don't care about the fucking box. I care about the customer and consumer. The box is irrelevant to me. I don't give a fuck about the box. And it won't be a disadvantage for the console itself because the person still buys the console and they still play the game on the console. They just pick and choose which console they want instead. That's it. So, like, if God of War was on Xbox, that doesn't devalue PlayStation. Because you're still going to buy your PlayStation. Because you still like PlayStation. Because you have trophies on PlayStation. There's other pieces of value on that console besides just the exclusive. Like.
And therefore, whoever owns that console is a disadvantage for them. Now, that's mainly a
No. Because you talk about disadvantages of Xbox all the time because PlayStation money hats games. Exclusivity is actually a disadvantage for other people who don't have that console.
Curvis D.A. Benny Super
It's for
Chat
other people that don't have that console.
99 pence. Pony, but Mr. Sony, my PS5 is nothing without the exclusives. Sony, if it's nothing without the exclusives, then it shouldn't have them.
True. It's Black Myth Wukong is a perfect example. Even though it's not a money-hatted deal, or Stellar Blade is a perfect example. It is a bad thing for the console, for Xbox, that is exclusive to another console, because now Xbox gamers who bought that console cannot play that game. It's not bad for the people who have the console that have the game on there. It's bad for the people that don't have the game because it's exclusive. That's the problem. That's the issue. Other people
K1ZZLC Super Chat $2. He likes exclusives BC it's ammo for his console war.
Well, let's see what he says, Gizzle.
Impacting to the first party, right? But before that, let's go through some of the replies in my comment section, and you're gonna see no one really addresses the point I'm making. Again, my point is day and date multiplat is a disadvantage for a console. That means for that specific console and device, right? And there.
Yeah, but my argument was about the customer and consumer. I think he has it backwards. I think that's why he's like just flipped. Because I don't care about the hardware, I care about the game. And I don't care about what box it's on, I care about that more people can play the game. Because I want people to enjoy the video game. I don't want to have to spend $500 for a box to play one game or two games. That's a waste of $500. That's the problem. That's the issue.
Drew B33 TS Super Chat $4.99. When games cost $200 million plus to make, you'd be wilding to not make it multiplat.
I agree with that, Drew. Ice Kurt says, I think he means to say it's bad for people who bought the console just for these two games. Well, let's see what he says.
Therefore, whoever is the consumer. So, for example, a day-and-day multiplat for Xbox is a disadvantage for Xbox. A day-and-day multiplat for PlayStation consoles is a disadvantage for PlayStation. A multiplat for...
Wait. How is that a disadvantage?
Wannabe Hobo Super Chat $5 New Zealand dollars. Support the devs but also keep games exclusive plus pony logic.
Yeah, but it's not though, because if you're not playing on PC, why do you care?
Switch is a disadvantage for Switch, and therefore each of the consumers of those specific devices is not advantage for them in any way.
But they're playing the game. What? Papi, ¿qué pasa, brother?
Texas Super Chat $5.
Brother, ¿qué está pasando?
Proc's newest video about Xbox's possible multi-brand consoles is more of him giving more importance to the box than the games. Pony Blinders Nana Banana.
Nana Banana, thank you for the 5 Texas. Okay, we gotta check it out.
Games Hark Super Chat $5. Imagine being more concerned with how much CEOs make instead of having a better experience for himself.
Now look, we're 3 minutes in, so I don't know what his point is.
Gramman Super Chat $2. Did you see the Couple of Fools video? PS5 to Xbox.
That's gonna be next, Grandman.
Right? But let's look at some of the replies, just so you can see some people really just talk to talk and don't really address what's being said.
Okay.
First up, right here. Mando, he says, there's absolutely nothing about exclusive content in any medium that is good for consumers. A disadvantage to a console does not equal not good for consumers. Gaming is the only medium where content is locked behind specific hardware. Phones, TVs, and everything else is not like this. Well, this is the first problem with Mando.
Well, I mean, he's right though.
Spartan 661 Super Chat $4.99. The Pertrock turtle-looking guy does a disservice to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Be nice.
Send him to Nintendo. The Turtles are multi-platform.
Only the Black Mage says making things equal is not a disadvantage, it's not an advantage. I think it's an advantage, Oni, in the fact that you're going to sell your product to more people. And the game can reach more audiences, and people can play the fucking game without spending all that extra money for bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Mando, you pretty much don't understand gaming then, right?
Okay.
The difference between gaming and another entertainment medium like movies and music is movies and music aren't made for a specific device. They're just made within the parameters of the movie, and then all the devices can just play that, right?
That's what we want. That's what I want, Papi. That's exactly.
Zombie Killer 5072 donated $1.
Exactly.
The more people that have access to the game, the better. I wish console players could play games like Star Citizen and Tarkov. But alas, those games are not designed to be played with a controller.
He's putting the company before the consumer. That's what I want. I want just the device to play the thing. I don't care what device is on.
A movie doesn't have to be like, what's the specs of an LG? And we have to, modify whatever. It doesn't work that way. Games can be made to the specifications of whatever. Take, for example, Black Myth Wukong. It is still not on Xbox because the developers are having issues with a particular device, the Xbox Series S.
That problem could be fixed easily if Microsoft would get their head out of their fucking ass and require parity between the S and the X. Flat out. Now, I don't know the details of why it's not on the S. Chat is saying bullshit. Chat is saying fucking bullshit. Chat is saying wrong. Space Marine 2 works on the S. True. Debunked. Can somebody link me an article showing it's debunked, please? The game barely works on PS5. True. They came on and said it's not the S. Oh, okay. Let me see, Kaiju. Let me see if I can find it. Black Myth Wukong Series S. We'll just Google that. Oh, God damn it. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Bro, I gotta get past this fucking ad blocker bullshit. How do you get past this ad blocker for Forbes? The fuck? All right, either way. Black Myth, Microsoft confirms Black Myth Wukong delayed not due to Xbox Series X limitations. This is on Forbes. Why does it work now? As we have said before, we're excited for the launch of Black Myth Wukong Series X and S and are working with Game Science to bring the game to our multiple platforms. The deals about other partners with other platform holders. So it's like in the air. My report corroborated by IGN was disputed. The industry insiders who claimed that they heard that the simply... I'm sorry, chat. It's just cut off. Sorry. So apparently it's not because of the Series S. So, I mean, it's not the Series S then?
Zombie Killer 5072 donated $1. With Star Citizen it is less that the game can't work with a controller cause it could, it's that it would be physically impossible to port it to console. My PC with a 7800 by 3D.
Yeah, I can see that. It is kind of weird. So I don't think it's a Series S by what everybody's saying.
Right? Movies don't go through with that. Movies don't be like, oh snap, you're gonna watch this movie on an iPhone? Yeah, we're not gonna be able to make a movie for devices up. No, that's not a thing, right?
Well, it's
right.
Yeah,
games
it shouldn't
have
be
to
a thing.
cater to devices. Specs of devices have to be catered to. I mean,
yeah, okay, you could make that argument back in like the 90s and 80s and even early 2000s, but now it doesn't really matter since all the devices are practically the same spec. Besides the Series S. And even then, if the game is on PC, there is a minimum spec the device works to, which is usually lower than the Series S. So then that argument kind of like flies out the window if they're making a PC version of that game. Excuse me. Because if it's on PC, you have to deal with all the other PC configurations, which is just a fucking driver wrapper. So then it doesn't really matter. You see what I'm saying?
If you ever, or if any gamer ever said cross-gen gaming needs to die, we need to move on from last-gen hardware, then you are admitting that games are being made to specs of hardware, okay?
Being made to specs of hardware doesn't, like... No, bro. That argument falls apart the more and more we start to see that all these boxes are in fact the same manufacturer from AMD and there's the same APU, they're the same fucking board, they're the same fucking chips. Like that's like saying we shouldn't have any more increased minimum spec from the 1650 in the GPUs of NVIDIA. That's what that is. The minimum spec moves up. When I say every device, I don't mean generation to generation. First of all, back compat should be a thing, and all those old games should work on the new hardware. So that's one thing right there. So if we were to move to the next minimum spec of the generation, all the old games that I played before should literally work on the new device. That's what I also mean as well. On top of that, what people are saying is they want the minimum standard of what games are to be at the next stage. That's what it is. It's why the 2060 is now becoming the minimum spec of a lot of games. And it's not because games are doing much more. It's because game developers are fucking garbage at their job. Just saying.
Because if it was really open to what he was saying, right? If your point is gaming is the only medium where content's lag behind, none of the content that they make today is unable to be seen from TVs 10 years ago.
Well, that's
you can
the
have
argument.
a 2009 TV and you can still watch a show from 2024, and nobody in TV.
You can't. Not unless you buy an HDMI antenna that's also converted into RF adapter. You cannot use a regular antenna anymore. You have to buy an HDMI antenna or an HD antenna to then plug into your HD TV. Or you have to get a converter for the HD TV antenna to plug into your regular coax TV. So you can, but not really. You can, but not really. But not really. Do that for your mom? Yeah.
TV says, oh, we have to move on from 2009 TVs. Am I right?
Well, they did. They moved away from antennas. There's no over-the-air signal anymore with RF antennas. Now it's all fucking HD antennas. They literally did. They literally did, Papi. Mira, Papi, they literally did. They literally did. Look. TV signal no longer in RF. If your TV is no longer showing RF input, it likely means there's a problem with the antenna connection. The TV internal tuner. My TV lost signal. Where is it? Over the air TV no longer in RF. Over the air TV no longer being in RF means the traditional analog television signals transmitted on specific radio frequencies channels are no longer being broadcast, as most TV stations have transitioned to digital broadcasting using a different transmission method. If you have an RF TV using an RF antenna, even from the year 2000, you cannot use that fucking TV unless you get an HD antenna to use that fucking TV. They moved away from RF, so you can't use that argument anymore. They literally went ahead and said, we're going to the new generation. That's what they said. They literally did the thing. They literally did the thing.
Right? You see, so it's a different conversation. Don't use movies and music for this, right? Because I could get an old CD player, right? Mm-hmm. Burn the music on a CD, play that song. I could play a new song today on an old CD player, right?
That's good. That's good. Like how good is that you can do that? Like, that's great. If you still want to use a CD player, you can do it. That's great.
An excellent chef super chat 5
That's
Canadian
fucking great.
dollars. I've got games designed for Windows 98 running on my Steam Deck. Backward comparability is awesome on PC.
Yeah.
So no one says move on from technology, but we're doing gaming. So if you ever said...
But I can play all those games on my Steam Deck now too with emulation. Same process.
Move on from cross-gen, you agree that is a completely different landscape because you have to cater to the hardware and stuff like that, right? So he didn't really...
Your argument with TVs just got disproven though, so you can't use that either. And the thing is, for you to use your CD, you then have to go back and then make an MP3, burn it to a CDR, not a CDRW, and then burn that disc and then close that disc after you make that album. So you can't even, you have to like go through multiple steps and hoops to get it to work. That's the problem.
Address the point. He just deferred and deflected to a whole new medium, and Mando didn't really understand what he was talking about. Again, TVs from 2005 can watch programming today because it's
kind of. Not really. Kind of.
It's just a different landscape, right? Let's see another reply. And you're gonna see a lot of people don't get it. If PlayStation goes first day for PC but continues to make consoles, you can choose your consoles on looks, features, and powers.
There it is.
I just replied I wouldn't choose a console anymore because it would be pointless. But I'm going to explain. You kind of see my explanation being passed there, right?
So then you would pick the best device for you. Because maybe you don't like PC gaming. A lot of people don't like PC gaming. Because if that was the case, if your argument was valid, then there wouldn't be 30 million Xbox Series X and S consoles sold. There would be 0. Because it would have all moved to PC. Right? They would have been like, fuck that. I'm going to PC. Excuse me. They would have been left. The Series X and S wouldn't have done it. They would have been gone.
Right? You as a consumer aren't affected if a game is multi-plat. The only
True.
reason you think that is because you have more exclusive bragging rights. So this is the people who love to use ad hominem and just whatever. Again,
No, they didn't insult you. He didn't insult you. That's not ad hominem. He didn't insult you.
and he didn't address the point. There is an effect. And I will explain that. It's actually here, but I'm going to explain to you guys anyway.
Okay, please.
This guy, the buff nerd. No, it's not. You just don't like the
That's really good.
other people can play the same games that you can, in turn giving you no bragging rights on this app. But who gives a damn? Are you kidding me? It ain't about the app.
Oh boy, look at Sumo here.
It's actual facts. But I'll say wrong. If it's a disadvantage of the console, then it just proves that the console doesn't have a valid reason to exist unless it's maliciously holding games hostage just to keep relevance. Also, it's a pro for consumers to be able to get everything on all platforms.
Wow.
So all he's doing is just talking shit. What he's trying to do is he's trying to flip the conversation to see if I could defend the existence of the console and not address the point. All he did was,
Well, the console still exists. You don't have to defend the existence of the console because there's too many people that are going to be wanting to play on a console. People are just scared of PC, and that's fine. I don't care about that. What I care about is, as a customer and consumer, I don't want to go and buy another piece of hardware to play one game because I have no interest in anything that console provides me. Simply because that game is exclusive to that piece of plastic. I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend $80 a year on your online. I don't want to have to buy your digital fucking games. I don't want to have to buy your fucking console to get fucking shifted on and get shat on because you want to put this one fucking game and be like, you can only play it here. It's stupid.
well, if that's the case, consoles suck. Okay, fine, consoles suck. Well, now what? Now what, Corey? My argument.
I mean, true. All right, so come on over to PC land, baby.
Wasn't the point about the existence of console. I just made a point that if a game's a day one multiplat, it is a disadvantage of a console. Now, if you feel, well, then, if that's the case, then consoles just suck, then consoles suck. What now, Corey?
Expose.
There it is. Chat, you heard it from Porter Rock first. Consoles suck. Consoles suck. Got him.
What now? Console suck then. Fine. What now? What's your new argument?
Then he won.
See? So, not a good argument in his
What's
case.
your argument, Papa?
All right. Another one. No, it's not. It doesn't disadvantage you in any way, shape, or form. All it does is mean more people can play it. Again, someone that still doesn't know. All right. So multiple people in this thread
here we go.
does
Here
not
we go.
address my point. None. I don't think they're even capable of even understanding. The smart ones, though, they actually said, can you explain what you mean?
That's what I want to know.
Everyone in the thread.
I'm trying to figure out what you mean because I think you have a flipped perspective of what I actually mean, of what I think is important. But let's go.
That did that, you guys are the smart one. Because instead of jumping up, throwing useless points, and just saying stuff without actually understanding the point I was trying to say, you know, you guys actually are really like, okay, let me see your perspective. Explain. Now I'm going to explain live on here.
All right, let's go. Let's hear it, chat.
First, let's talk about multi-platform development and exclusive development, right? Okay.
Zombie Killer 5072 donated $1. Puerto needs to download voice meter banana cause good lord his mic is peaking so much.
Yeah, he probably just has everything too high. He probably has the gain too high in that mic too. I told him to get a Rogue Pod mic. He still hasn't bought it yet. I don't know why.
Okay, from a multi-platform point, we'll use The Witcher 4 that's upcoming for the PlayStation, right?
Okay.
CD Projekt Red does not own a platform. None of the platforms are theirs.
They don't
PC, Xbox, PlayStation, doesn't matter, right?
True.
Dragon Claw Super Chat $2. Brew you are ooh.
Brew you are ooh.
They're going to make a game for all platforms. That way, they have the highest possibility of sales, get the most amount of gamers access and stuff like that. I understand that point. That point is not hard.
Great.
But the point you have to understand is CD Projekt Red can do that because they're not interested in any particular device. The success of the device is none of their business. Sure.
Well, it is. I mean, it is because then they wouldn't sell the game on there, but okay.
They would love to see PlayStation obviously be successful. They would love to see Xbox be absolutely successful. And of course, they would love to see more people on PC gaming. They would love that because that's just more foundation for them to be successful.
So then they do care about the health of the platform because they want to sell more copies on those platforms. It's important. Yes. Yes. Then they do have a vested interest to make sure that those platforms do well. So what's the problem? Here comes the but.
But the fact that Xbox, let's say, is not doing 2 on a console, you think they're having a heart attack over that? No, not really.
I mean, 30 million is 30 million. I wouldn't scoff at 30 million. It's not 60 million, but I wouldn't scoff at 30 million. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. If play,
I mean, that's $150 million. You know, oh no, it's fuck. That's $1 billion just in console sales. Yeah, it's 2 zeros. Is it $1 billion? 30 million times 500. Wait, no. It's 1.5 billion, right? No, it's 2 zeros.
Make it simple super chat $1.99. CPDR's platform is GOG.
It is, yeah.
Pierre C. Bandit super chat 20 Danish kroner. I am awake on 48th hour OMFGG.
That's 15 billion, chat. That's $15 billion in just console sales. I don't know. Chat, that's pretty good. Bro, go to sleep? What do you mean go to sleep? Take a nap? Am I wrong in the math, chat? I've been up for 40 hours, bro. I'm tired.
F the Rage super chat $5.
I'm playing a lot of PoE.
What is the most scariest thing a blind person could read? Do not touch.
Bro, listen, chat, what's the math? What's the math? Don't Steiner math me, chat. Not me? Oh, who are you talking about? Is somebody in chat? $33 and a third chance. It's 15 billion. Okay, I'm right.
Noobzybot 45 super chat $5. It's so frustrating seeing these dudes get so close to getting it and still defaulting to fanboy nonsense at the last second.
Oh, Pierre. Pierre says I'm awake on the 40th hour. Oh my, Pierre, go to sleep. Bedtime, night. I mean, Pierre. Oye, Pierre, listen, Pierre, mira. Ponte la cabeza tuya en el pilo y a mid. Okay, Pierre? A mid.
Quick gameplay super chat $5 Canadian dollars. Alex, I would love to fail like Xbox. Like generating billions and billions. Imagine failing but still making more money than the Windows division.
Yeah, billions and billions and billions. A mid. Pierre, a mid.
An excellent chef super chat $5 Canadian dollars. This is a genuine question. Why are people afraid of PC gaming?
There's just a stigma around it because, like, it's just what it is.
PlayStation's beating the bricks out of Xbox.
They
CD
don't care.
Projekt Red doesn't really have a dog in this fight unless Xbox gets to the point where it's absolutely useless. That's the only worst case scenario. But for the most part, they're making a game
They
for
don't
every
care.
platform. Because they're making a game for every platform, look at the things they have to do.
Pierre C. Bandit Super Chat 20 Danish kroner.
The work?
I would if I could. I'm bipolar and damn manic.
No, Pierre, go to sleep.
Number one, they're going to have a budget and a time of when this game needs to be released. They're
Just like every game. Bro,
Make
what?
it simple. Super Chat $1.99. Ponies Trigando Lecce de Sony.
Oh my God, stop.
not going to give Witcher 10 years to accommodate every platform to make sure it is absolutely perfect on every device. No.
Yeah, but that's every game, bro. Like, that's every game. Every game does that. Every game says, we have this amount of time and this amount of budget. Every game does that. All games do that. It's so crazy how... Justin, thank you for the 10 gifted. It's so crazy how all of this happens. And it's like still this thing, right? But let's continue.
They're going to make the game within the 5-year parameters that they have to. Within that 5-year parameter, let's start with PC. They have to cater to AMD hard configurations. They have to consider NVIDIA with DLSS, AMD with SSR,
Yeah, but all those things are already in place. All those things are already available for developers to use. Like, all that stuff is already there. So it's not like it's a brand new... They don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. And AMD and FSR give them the tools to do those things. Like, it's not a difficult process. In fact, FSR is easier because of the fact that it's just there.
SSR and all that stuff, right? And they're going to try to make the best product they can within all that, right? And Intel processors, AMD processors, they're going to do their best, right?
I mean, there's really nothing needed about those processors to... Okay, all right. Okay, I guess... Okay, if you want to think that, even though it's not the way it works, but okay.
I_am_Desire Super Chat $1.99. This guy thinks games are not developed on PC, lol.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. That's where they are all developed, 100%, but okay.
Relev C. Thick can Super Chat $2. Pisser.
Thank you, Relev.
For that group. Then for the Xbox group, right? You got the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, and they use FSR, so they're going to try to dibble-dabble on that, try to make it the best possible, whatever. They're going to have to go through and figure out around the constraints of the Xbox Series S. They're going to have to go through that hurdle. Okay, they're challenging that. And then on PlayStation, now you got the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. Potentially, they'll probably do PSSR if they can, or they might just stick with FSR out blank because Xbox using FSR, PlayStation has FSR. It's probably just easier for them if they just go with FSR, right, Alva?
There you go. So there's your answer.
And they'll do whatever they can. They do with that, and they generally.
I mean, they also went to Unreal Engine 5, so it works on every device now. They don't have to worry about a proprietary engine. So they just use UE5 that has all those features already inside of it. So they don't have to do any of those things. So what
Mr. Litera 1 Super Chat $5. 2024 is nearly over. Alex in chat, who is your fanboy of the year and why? Mine is Reforged with how insufferable he is.
Mine too, Mr. Literal. Mine too.
We're going to make a good product for all of them, period. Now, let's look at the PlayStation fan base. What is most likely the PlayStation fan base not going to get? Well, chances are CD Projekt Red may not, for the base PS5, dabble in to the extra performance modes that PlayStation 5 can do. You know, the high frame rate and VRR modes that when combined, you could get lock 40% in VRR HFR modes. We've seen in Spider-Man, we've seen in God of War, we've seen in Horizon
Wait, is that just like a 40 FPS mode? Is that what that is?
Zero Dawn. We've seen a lot of PlayStation first-party games.
Or it's like ray tracing performance where it's a 40 FPS mode because it uses VRR. Is that why? Bro, why would you, bro, what?
They give you extra performance options. CD Projekt Red may not just go there because they may not be interested in that because they may not have the time for that. They might just give PlayStation gamers the basic fidelity performance mode.
Yeah.
Pretty much the common, theme to get 60 frames. All these extra modes that the PlayStation 5 can do, is capable of doing, you may not get because...
Sounds like you need to get a PC. Sounds like you gotta get a PC, bro. Because on PC, you can get every mode. In fact, you don't even get modes on PC. You get every option that you can turn on and off to whatever desire you want. Crazy. Crazy.
They may not have the time to do all that work. They gotta get this game out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. CD Projekt Red just be like, granted, PS5 has all these capabilities, but it's not really our mission to exploit every capability the PlayStation 5 has.
Does Xbox have that same thing too? Can Xbox also do that? I'm not sure. I don't have either console, so I can't tell. Xbox can also do that. So then what's the problem? I have an Xbox, if you want to call it that, yeah. So if Xbox can also do it, then what's the problem? Wouldn't they just do it? It's not like a new thing. What?
It's not their job. Their job, hey, we're going to make a good game for PlayStation. Here's a good game. Okay. It is what it is, right? Exclusives, on the other hand, let's say like Sony's first-party exclusives, right? They're going to try to exploit every single capability possible, and they have 4 to 5 years just focusing on this console. For example, Naughty Dog, Intergalactic. So far, the game's been in development for 4 years, and this is the only platform they've been working on. The PS5 and the PS5 Pro.
Yeah, but those Xbox and PlayStation are not, it's not like it was in the SNES and fucking Genesis days. They both have very similar APUs. They're both made by the same company. They both have the same kind of storage. They both have the same kind of things. They both are, all their games are made on PCs that are dev kits and then ported over to the console. It's not like, and then they just change it. They go, okay, here are the settings. It's fucking adjusted. It's not like they're sitting there coming into the fucking console to make the fucking game. Like, bro, please stop listening to Reforge, Poppy. Reforge is not the way. He's not the way.
Chances are they're going to exploit every single thing about it. For the PS5
there's
Pro,
nothing to exploit.
Every single capability the PSR can bring to the table.
There's nothing
there. Some of the
there.
advantages of exclusive development you can get as a console owner.
But just because you're making a false assumption that CDPR won't do it or can't do it because of time constraints. When in reality, you put the same time constraints and money constraints onto fucking Naughty Dog. It doesn't matter, bro. Just like Capcom can do it, but nobody else can. Is Capcom fucking, are they just wizards? Is that what it is? Capcom can make a port for every fucking console and every fucking platform on every fucking PC and it runs great besides Monster Hunter Wilds, but nobody else can? It's just magically they just can't do it? Grinding Gear Games made Path of Exile 2 in their own engine, in their own game, launched it on every single platform, and it runs great. Series X, Series S, PS5, PC. 150 person studio. Nobody else can do it besides GGG. Nobody. What are we doing? How can everybody do it but nobody else can?
Let's go look at Xbox and see how they look this gen, right? Ever since they went with this multi-platform strategy in 2019, that's when they made the decision to put everything on Steam.
Make it simple. Super chat $1.99. Alex, did you see the point? I missed it.
I don't know where it is.
Day one, Can you honestly say that decision has not impacted Xbox? Can you honestly say the
In what
quality
way?
control and how they release games and stuff like that?
Okay. What do you mean by quality control? What do you mean by that?
That has not kind of like tinkered downward. Take, for example, the difference between the Xbox Series consoles and the PlayStation 5 consoles. They both have VRR. In fact, Xbox Series console had it first. It launched with VR, and it launched with high frame rate mode. Sony added...
Tarkata Super Chat $2. Devs can spend time for PS5 Pro but not Xbox S, huh?
I mean, you got it, Tarkata, you got it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you could just look at Indiana Jones. It's the use, it's literally people not using id Tech is really what it is. Indiana Jones runs fucking great on everything except the Steam Deck.
VR later on, like a year later or so, okay? But despite the gap of PlayStation 5 receiving VRR, updated later on, Sony pushed ahead, way ahead of Xbox, of capitalizing on that technology to provide better performance.
I_am_Isaiah Super Chat $1.99. I guess Indiana Jones never came out, lol.
I guess not, yeah.
For better FPS and stuff like that, right?
So this argument I think is also bullshit too, because there shouldn't be FPS modes in games. There shouldn't. It just shouldn't fucking exist. You know what should exist? You should just get the fucking options menu like PC gamers do on the console. That's what should exist. You shouldn't get any fucking stupid retarded mode, okay? You shouldn't get any retarded mode. Stop it. You should just get the goddamn options fucking menu. And you can put whatever the fuck you want. All this mode shit is bullshit. Get it out. Just give console gamers just give them the minimum spec of what they can do. Here's the min, and then here's the max, and then just give them the option to say, oh, and just be done with it. I don't want motion blur. I don't want chromatic aberration. I don't want ray tracing. I want it 40 FPS. I want it VRR. I want VSync adaptive. So there's your VRR. I want this shit. I want that shit. I want ray tracing, but I don't want global illumination. Just do that. You're 3/4 of the way there.
Subashini Super Chat $2. PS2 GPU Toshiba, GC Ti and Xbox Intel still multi.
Honestly, Arpa, you're right. Multiple different kinds of GPUs, and they were still multiplats for those games. Like, come on, bro.
You get locked 40%, and 40%, 40 FPS in some modes. In some games, you have unlocked
Benny
modes,
Super Chat
they just
£4.99.
This is just talking about this?
One further point, there's been instances where a platform release has revealed issues, which after patching has improved all versions of a game.
Baldur's Gate 3. All right, let's get
were top notch, but
Jackal Super Chat
$5.
They
were only
Look at MLB The Show.
Talking about the same thing.
Always made as an exclusive to PlayStation without a thought of Xbox, until MLB said put it on Xbox.
Yeah, Jackal, thank you for the 5.
Exclusives, right? It's on PC. Yeah, this console's done. You understand? The exclusives saved that console because as the exclusives was coming, this console's not good. Decision alone would have just told people, yeah, I'm not getting a PS3. The console's junk, the multiplats are bad, and I'm going to get the games anywhere on PC. We wouldn't have a PS4. PS4 wouldn't exist. There wouldn't be a PS4. There wouldn't be a PS4. And then on top of that, the network shut down. That would have been the last generation of PS3. Everybody would just been like, this console's not good. The multiplat's not good. And then the one thing it does have, the exclusives, right? Is on PC. Yeah, this console's done.
Again, because you're thinking of it from the year fucking 2000, bro. The year 2000 was 24 fucking years ago, bro. The Xbox 360 and the PS3 are considered retro consoles, chat. That was 20 years ago, bro. There are people who are 21 years old now, or 24 years old now, or 26-year-olds right now, where their first console was an Xbox 360 or a PS3. Their first console.
I_am_Desire super chat $4.99. Wait till the Sony fanboys find out Sony is in talks to sell Spider-Man. These Sony fanboys will lose their minds.
Thank you for the 5 desire. I don't know anything about how that works, but I think I've heard something about it too recently. Yeah, bro, this is.
You understand? The exclusives saved that console because as the exclusives was coming, especially they were running great, winning game.
That was 20 years ago,
because if you buy that device, you are giving Microsoft more money. Why are you giving Microsoft more money for a device if they're not committed to the device? And commitment.
They don't have, bro. The commitment isn't. They're not committed to the device ever.
And it's through games and through technology. Generally good.
Well, Marcellus
game
super
as
chat
best you can.
$2. Stop it, Alex. We are not old. Crying face. Crying face.
I just feel like he's so stuck in the year 2000 or the 1990s.
Imer Bar Bandit super chat $5.
He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave.